Out of Nigeria is something that led to the building of an adventure brand that is very passionate about this country. The three pillars that form the backbone of Out of Nigeria, which is patriotism, inspiration, and education. We've traveled to many countries in Africa and in Europe on our motorcycles. We've rubbed minds with people, professionals who are also adventure buffs. All our discourse has been around Nigeria, and that's why we called it Out of Nigeria. And that has formed the backbone of everything we've done so far, adventure-wise. The Heroes and Helmets is also like a landmark event, and it's basically around celebrating the armed forces of Nigeria. The relationship between the average Nigerian who's civilian and the average military man is not particularly cordial or friendly. What we're doing is challenging Nigerians to engage the armed forces in selfies, on that day. This project, we're hoping to become an icebreaker and setting a new trend in the relationship between civilians and the armed forces.
In the United States, we have the same type of thing with the police and military, and if we could just realize that they're humans, they have kids and wives, and realize the same thing about each other, then there's really no difference, and then I think relationships would be a lot better that way.
We live in safety largely because of the effort of the armed forces. A lot of children have become fatherless, motherless, because their parents served in the armed forces. We're saying thank you. We're hoping to set a world record with this. We're hoping to break the ice in the relationship between civilians and the armed forces. What we're doing on October 1 is actually moving our bikes on boats from Victoria Island to Takwa Bay and riding along the entire coastline from Takwa Bay all the way to Badagry. And then from Badagry back towards Ikeja and then Ikorodu, and largely off-road from Ikorodu all the way to Ekpe, and largely off-road also from Ekpe all the way back to Victoria Island. I consider myself an avid biker, but there's something about these two gentlemen who are also professionals in their rights. They are very, very talented and very experienced motorcycle riders. They are experts when it comes to riding in terrains that are very challenging, off-road.
I'm over here in the United States in Colorado. He says, hey, I have this project, I want you to help with it. And then, okay, cool. So it didn't occur to me to ask why until I was like, 600 miles away. I already know his heart because we're like the same person, because the work that we do in the United States for the orphans and families there, it's the same stuff. So I didn't have to think about it. I just jumped on the plane.
We're going to embrace this with like 3 motorcycles. We're having 2 Honda CRF 450X and Yamaha 450 WR. Hopefully we'll be able to get also the motorcycle ready for this challenge, so that we can also see exactly how many kilometers and why not set a trend.
Many things have happened, as we document these things. But if we're going to move this country from point A to point B, we have to take risks. Walking up to the serviceman tomorrow morning is taking a risk. You're going out of your comfort zone. We cannot move from where we are today if we do not forget about comfort for a season. It was going to be an interesting day. 2 amazing things happening at the same time. The Heroes and Helmets Independence Day project. The morning is here, and it's time for us to load up and head out to Lagoon Restaurant, from where we are going to load our motorcycles into banana boats and sail to Takwa Bay. From there, we're supposed to ride our motorcycles all the way off-road from Takwa Bay to Badagry. This is definitely going to be interesting.
I can't describe how beautiful this is, how
fantastic the people are. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I can't thank you enough. And it's just amazingly amazing. Motorcycles in a boat. Who does that? I mean, that's really rare. So we take the boat to the island. We ride 60 kilometers.
Yeah, you know, you are now welcome to the new generation. Afro IC, Mr. T, yeah, J Beats, yeah, you know what it is. It's here, it's right here.
Several times where you were riding right over here, we're riding like right together, and I'm like, this is a dream. This is I'm dreaming, and because I'm not a seasoned veteran world traveler. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that I do this every day. This is a once in a lifetime amazing trip for me. Sometimes I had to pull myself away because I'm focusing, and all of a sudden the sand will just swallow you up because the sand is, you know, foot deep. And then there's a coconut over here, and there's a cow, and so
goat.
Yeah, a goat. There's so many times like we're just riding side by side together, and it's so cool, really amazing.
Before this day, Bamidele and I had gone to Tarkwa Bay to do some kind of preliminary findings on how, if it is possible, for us to ride from Tarkwa Bay all the way to Badagry. This is very interesting. I have seen quite a lot of shorelines in Lagos State, but the one from Tarkwa Bay to Badagry is particularly interesting, probably because we were experiencing it for the first time. The sea looked different, the shoreline looked different, the sand felt different, the trees looked different, even though they were palm trees. Everything looked different. It was so beautiful. The light shower made it kind of epic. It made it more interesting. The shipwrecks, and then the turtle, which had met an unfortunate end after being trapped by a fishing line. The ancient town of Badagry was founded around 1425 AD. Badagry is mainly recognized for its slave trade, which began in 1440 AD. Any slave that got here left, except if he died here. Point of no return, yes. Once you get to this point, you leave the continent.
When we got to point of no return, it was a moment of sober reflection. I could see it on Mr. T's appearance, even on Mr. Ron and Dele, and it reminds me of how we don't value freedom in particular.
According to online sources, by 1593, 12,000 slaves had been sold to labor markets in Italy and Spain. By the 16th century, there were over 32,000 slaves in Portugal.
I've been hearing about a place, point of no return, but when we get to that particular place, the policeman said, this place is called point of no return. I said, which point of no return? The one in Badagry. They said, we're in Badagry already.
It is so surreal to feel that we're standing on the same spot through which slaves left the African continent for destinations in Europe and other parts of the world. Riding dirt bikes is another hobby I took up recently, inspired by Dele Bamidele, Ron Grace, Brad Barker, and a few others. And this is something that I'm getting particularly addicted to. I love it because it's interesting and it's very challenging. It's also a good workout for someone of my age. But then, there are those interesting moments when you get distracted. The split second, and you're face down in the dirt.
I'm just gonna watch the video later.
Saved my face, huh? The helmet saved my face. I was distracted because I didn't know whether everybody was stopping or going. The next thing, I was mid-air. Like, and then I was in the air and my face, I landed face first with my face on the handlebar. I was trying to find out whether my jaw was broken or anything. But thank God, I mean, there's nothing. Now this thing saved my face.
You see that there is no track on the ground. You flew.
I flew from there. I'm telling you, from there. That was the end point.
I enjoyed my filming from both left, right, facing down, trying to get lots of footages. Another thing I enjoyed is the scenario, the environment, the beach environments. I filmed from my right, I see motorcycle, the rider on full speed, and the water at the background. I filmed to my left, I see the character, the motorcycle, and the palm trees. Before I know what happened, Palm Dele will be going in between them. I was like, wow, and this is nice. This movement, the best I've ever done in my entire life.
I've never felt like a more welcome in a place. For the police, all the civilian people, everyone, it's just amazing. Sometimes you can see police officers and you already have an attitude in your head. So, oh no, I've got pulled over for something. I'm already mad or something. They're already mad or about whatever. But I see with my brother a very human side. I see him. He has kids. He's a regular guy. He loves our parents and all these things. Very very normal, regular guy. I'm not real familiar with how the police work here, but I can guarantee you. I haven't met every one of them, but I can guarantee you they're regular people who go home and who have wives and kids.
Yeah, you are now welcome to the
Motorsport tourism in Nigeria. Hospitality is of essence.
We're gonna have a little tour of some Nigerian traffic here in Lagos. It's like it's a whole enduro sport, just getting from one place to the next. So these guys are naturally awesome riders because they've just been, since they could drive, they've been dodging obstacles and doing trials bike riding, getting around from one place to the next. So they're just they're naturally good, they're awesome riders. It's really fun. So the trick is just to stay alive, and these guys are really good at it. So that's cool.
So my clothes have their own will. See, I'm a bad guy, so there is no need for me to smoke weed.
Ron would always say something. When you asked him, how is the ride? His first answer usually is, we're still alive. This is day 2, and we're riding from Ikeja all the way to Ikorodu. From Ikorodu and then to Ekpe. From Ekpe to Eleko. From Eleko off-road all the way back to Victoria Island. Riding dirt bikes on regular commuter roads can be very challenging, especially because you do not have rear view mirrors. You do not have a horn, you do not have pointers. You have to constantly look behind you to see that everyone is okay. Ron would say over and over again, we're still alive. On the 2nd of October 2016, which was the second day of the ride, our first stop was Toyin, 20 kilometers or so after Ikorodu, where we looked down and saw the boats belonging to the local fishermen and the local sand dredgers. Right beside the river is a monument that was erected in honor of the victims of the ill-fated ADC aircraft Boeing 727-231, which crashed on November 7, 1996. Lost for a reason. I'm in the wilderness for a reason. Lost for a reason. Seriously, I can't take another bounce like my... Let me not push it. What we did today, from Eleko to this place, that sand, but that place is more difficult than from Tapa Bay to Badagry. 5 times more difficult. I fell twice today, which is a record, very good. Eh? Only twice.
Go!
This sand is soft. It's like
Fetch.
like fresh, like baby powder, and I don't know, baby powder and Vaseline and oil, and then boom. So this faith, I think faith is the only thing that gets you through. You just look, and hopefully, but if you start looking down, if you question, that's what I started doing as well. Oh, plus I'm getting tired, so I'm like, my reactions aren't as good, but this is so fun. This is so fun. Even if I do it 100 more times, beautiful.
Are you celebrating something?
Yeah, the fact that I didn't fall like 50 times. When Ron fell, I felt a little bit bad, but I rejoiced a little bit because I shouldn't be the only one that fell on heroes and villains.
My dad said when I was a little boy, if you don't fall, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
You know, you're not pushing yourself.
The last time Dele brought me here, it took us hours to do this small stretch, and I fell about 5 times. From the beginning to the end, I was on my seat because the few times I stood on my pegs, I fell off. Ron's advice really helped me this afternoon because, you know, he said, stop concentrating on your immediate front. Look way ahead of you, look to where you want to go. And that's what kept me going. Even those times I was like zigzagging, I thought this was it, I'm falling, this was it, I'm falling. I said, no, I'm not falling. Ron said, look ahead. So I would look ahead again. I said, get up, back. We gotta go.
Nice one, Ron.
Nice one. Ron, that was.
Guys, when I will be at your age, I want to just be like you guys. I'm telling you.
So, Mr. Ron.
Yes, sir.
What are we expecting now?
More of the same to try to stay alive. But I'm gonna. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna try to stay alive for the rest of this trip.
Let's just try to stay alive.
These guys, he's fast. He's good in the sand. Trying to keep up with the rabbit is good. The sick rabbit is good.
Yeah, he's sick, all right.
Nice. Oh. Trying to keep up with the kid.
Yeah, I mean, Dele is
hard.
you know, yesterday,
Twice as fast as Rabbit.
twice as fast and twice as strong. And
Yeah.
He has twice stamina. You ride a KTM 640, but then today you rode all through all the traffic and everything. You rode a Honda CRF 450X. How was transition for you, and you know, what would you say was your experience with that?
I loved it. Those bikes are great. The power's there, power low end is there. So especially in the sand, if you're in third gear, you slow down, but you need to speed up again to stay on top. It's right there. It's so agile, nimble, you know, and that's what you need when there's so many things jumping out at you.
My Yamaha was really faulty for some time. You know, it had this thing with the engine where engine oil was mixing with water, and we had fixed it. We changed the gaskets, it didn't stop. So I brought it here, and Dele and his dad worked on it. And he told me exactly what components to get. And I'm telling you, as I'm talking to you right now, this Yamaha has been able to do the trip, this entire trip. Very, very difficult, very, very difficult trip. And the engine oil and the water are not mixing anymore. So these guys know what they are doing. They know their onions. So if the Kickstarter of the Yamaha couldn't come off, maybe because it's not been taken off for maybe probably since when the bike was made. But his dad made a tool. I mean, they don't have the tool to put it out right here in the workshop. So he actually built something to remove that component. So, Ba, do you ride as well?
I ride. Okay. I ride as well. Anything engine, I drive it better than myself. Wow. Anything engine. I listen to engine more than human being. Engine is my passion. I will remember one of my late professors, even two. They gave me a lot of hand. This was Fanetti. Fanetti is a good man. And whenever we close lecture, he will give me a part to manufacture, give me a drawing, because
Building you
he
up.
collects old motobuses. So sometimes we only have the picture. We rebuild the motorcycle. We live in an environment where after food is engine.
Yeah.
Engine always.
We managed to put together the Subaru engine, couple it with Audi gearbox, Audi transmission. Hopefully you will see a very fast car on the road soon. Come over, I will show you what Baba is using to manufacture. This one is the lathe machine. You know, this one is the milling machine. Here is where you see most of the time. Hopefully very soon you will see the upstairs and you know where I'm planning to have my office over here. Only that economy is bad. We don't care. We do it anyway. You know.
Everyone, Nigeria is not actually tilted. It's just that I keep crashing so much that my camera is broken to the side. So but Nigeria is not actually tilted. The whole country is not tilted. It's normal.
Welcome. Good to see you guys.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Alive. Which is such a great ride. So fun. The people in Nigeria are just wonderful people, and they're just very sweet and very nice people. You can make eye contact with all these people when you're riding. But everybody was so wonderfully polite, despite the thousands of cars and all the food here. Now, Jafra?
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice is excellent. The chicken, and it's not packaged in a pretty little package made in a laboratory. Honestly, I'm gonna have to watch and look at the pictures and watch the video because it doesn't feel real right now, and it doesn't feel and there's so much happening, and it feels like a dream come true. Literally, to answer your question, I'm going to have to wait and just watch it and let it sink in, you know, in a month, you know. But because it's been amazing. I mean, this week is fantastic.
This indeed has been a very fulfilling project. The selfies, the participation, the engagement, and then we had a beautiful adventure. I really cannot wait to do this again.